야, 나들이 순주들이 다 먼저 개설한다는 나네. 순주들은 저디요. 다들 나온 뭐 이게 릴리 법조보도 바스나 봐. 바스나 가면 정말 공부하는 가면 순주 송아스 뭐 툴로 인도 가면 순주 송아스 그래. 다다 치즈 고와 순주도 먼저 내가 치즈 쭉쭉이 고추고 그랬어. 어디도 순주도 다다 저디요. 야, 내가 이건 더 다운 들이다. 그래서 한 년마다 어디 사모 똥밥시. 다 되네. 벨리 법도 돼. 트레인 스테이션 돼도 와. 다 되네. 베개 봐도 주스 차가 스토어 트레인. 올라서. 트레인 스테이션 뒤 고잡샤 트레인 민도 다 트레인 시만 준 트레인 봐. Elizabeth line 주바 안디네 스테이션 셔바진 채우자고래 야 당원도 단다 김비 고속사 공사 레저도 10 Downing Street 나 다른 음식 누저도 저와 서비스 당기기도 이건 주지 선별도다 주진네 아니 이거 죽으러 와 나는 주지 딱딱 고추 두고 말해 주지 쳐가습니다 나는 배고시랄 냅니다 아, 잠깐만. 저지 지신 먹은 거죠. 잉글랜드 수직 오피스에 안되는 뭐 이는 조조조자 파리먼트 하우스 이게 여러 웨스트민스터 파리먼트 하우스 앞에가 어스 먼 곳차셔 당길데스 마노 조소 아다누 까마카시 스쿠자니 고주여레샤
everyone here. So Tsangmala Tashila everyone. Hello everybody. Good to see so many faces. I'm not gonna lie, at the beginning we came about 10 minutes earlier from the program start time. I was a bit worried that there wasn't as many people as we were hoping for, but I think that's just the Tibetan timing. Yeah, so we are here today because today marks a really important day for Tibetan history. It is March 10th, Tibetan Uprising Day. And this date really commemorates the courageous moment in 1959 when tens of thousands of Tibetans united in protest against the illegal occupation of Tibet by the Chinese forces. These Tibetans surrounded Potala Palace to protect His Holiness the Dalai Lama's life, giving him the opportunity to go into safe exile, as well as securing the future of Tibet. In this moment of protest, actually thousands of lives were lost due to the oppressive response that ensued by the CCP. But we're standing here today, good to see so many folks. Our spirit remains unbroken. It's been 65 years since. And really our steadfast commitment to the non-violent protest, it serves as a model for the rest of the world. It's something that we intend to continue as well. It serves as a model for the rest of the world in a time of conflict, especially with all of these.
Under China's control, colonial boarding schools are established, which force parents to send their children away on the pretext of cleansing them, but in turn destroy the very cultural identity of Tibetans. A cultural identity which is essential for the very existence of Tibetans. Children are taught in Mandarin with least regard to the preservation of the mother tongue, bringing the culture to the brink of a total wipeout. This is what the Chinese government aim is, to eradicate the Tibetan culture, a culture which is not rightfully theirs to tamper with. On top of that, just about 2 weeks ago, over 1,000 peaceful protesters were arrested who stood up against the construction of the dam in Dege. If this dam is built, it will displace thousands of Tibetans, hundreds of families. This shows the Chinese government's total lack of regard for the livelihood of Tibetans. It is evident that the Chinese government deprived Tibetans of basic human rights and are recklessly causing major destruction to the people and the environment, an environment which is not rightfully theirs to tamper with. The CCP continue to attempt to annihilate the very existence of Tibet and Tibetans. But the Chinese government should know that as long as Tibetans live, Tibet will always exist. This March 10th will remind us of the day our brothers and sisters had injustice inflicted on them. And we will continue to uprise until there is freedom and there is change. Long live His Holiness the Dalai Lama, free Tibet, Purgyalo! Purgyalo!
We gather here not merely to commemorate this one day, but every day that has passed since China's brutal occupation of our homeland. For the world, 10th March is a page, a footnote in the book of history, but for us, it's everything. Each act of bravery and resilience by our brothers and sisters in Tibet is a new chapter etched in our story. On this cold and rainy day, it brings me great warmth to see so many faces come out to march in solidarity for the 65th anniversary of our national uprising day. 65 years under military occupation, 65 long years since it lost our nation. But one of the two things we will never lose is hope. Hope that one day in this life or the next, we will return to or be reborn in a free Tibet. The second thing the Chinese Communist Party can never take from us is our resilient Tibetan spirit. A spirit that started one of the oldest existing civilizations in history, a daring spirit that dominated Asia through conquest and trade, a humble spirit, willing to adapt and embrace the peaceful practice of Buddhism in all its forms, a bold spirit that has risen up in defiance countless times against invasion and colonization, and a fighting spirit that to this day continues its struggle for freedom against the mighty foe. No matter what intricate weapons of lies and misinformation China unleashes, Tibetans will always hold the power of truth. When the Chinese People's Liberation Army stormed through Kham, Amdo and Otang with tanks, artillery units, tens of thousands of well-armed soldiers, and planted a foreign invaders' flag on Tibetan soil, they called it the peaceful liberation. When they killed our monastic folk, destroyed our ancient monasteries, and burned countless precious texts, past through generations, they said they were rooting out poison from our minds. When they forcefully removed Tibetans from their ancestral lands to steal their natural resources and make way for disastrous mega-projects, squeezing Tibetans into barren colonies, they said they were providing safe modern housing. When they closed local Tibetan schools throughout communities in Tibet and forced parents to send their precious children to the colonial boarding schools, they said it was to offer children a modern education that was missing in their local villages and towns. The irony, the audacity. I can't stomach the thought that there are those that gleefully accept China's narrative on the unfolding horrors in Tibet. But this is an alarming reality. Young Tibetans like myself and many here today have taken it upon ourselves to say enough is enough and put those words into firm action. But we can't do it alone. Tibet's future rests in the hands of those daring enough to go against a modern superpower. I know it can be frightening, but let us draw inspiration from the courage and resilience of my fellow Tibetans. Let us renew our commitment to standing up for justice, freedom and human dignity. And let us never forget that the struggle for Tibet is not just a Tibetan struggle. It is the struggle for the very soul of humanity. When Tibet bravely calls upon the world, I urge you all to answer that call with us. Thank you.
All right, so thank you very much for that, Rabga. Now we have 30 minutes of sloganeering. We'll be shouting our slogans essentially, after which we'll proceed on with the march towards the Chinese embassy. Thanks again, everybody, and pass it over to Kungala.
China lies! China lies! China lies!
People die!
Tibet belongs to!
Tibetan!
Tibet belongs to!
Tibetan!
Tibet belongs to!
Tibetan!
China, China, China!
Out, out, out!
China, China, China!
Out, out, out!
China, China, China!
Out, out, out!
Tibet belongs to!
Tibetan!
Tibet belongs to!
Tibetan!
Tibet belongs to!
Tibetan!
Long live!
Dalai Lama!
Long live!
Dalai Lama!
Long live!
Dalai Lama!
China, China, China!
Out, out, out!
China, China, China!
Out, out, out!
China, China, China! Human rights!
In Tibet!
Human rights!
In Tibet!
Human rights!
In Tibet!
Religious freedom!
In Tibet!
Religious freedom! Religious freedom!
In Tibet!
Media freedom!
In Tibet!
Media freedom! Language rights! Language rights! Language rights! Stop the genocide! Stop the torture! Stop the killing! Stop the torture! Stop the killing! Stop the torture! Stop the killing! Free Tibet! Free Tibet! Free Tibet! Free Tibet! Stop the relocation!
In Tibet!
Stop the relocation!
In Tibet!
Stop the relocation!
In Tibet!
Stop the relocation!
In Tibet!
Stop the relocation!
In Tibet!
Tibet belongs to!
Tibetan!
Tibet belongs to!
Tibetan!
Tibet belongs to!
Tibetan!
Human rights!
In Tibet!
Human rights!
In Tibet!
Human rights!
In Tibet!
Tibetans inside Tibet! Tibetans inside Tibet! Tibetans inside Tibet! Human rights!
In Tibet!
Human rights!
In Tibet!
Human rights!
In Tibet!
Religious freedom!
In Tibet!
Religious freedom!
In Tibet!
Tibet belongs to!
Tibetan!
Tibet belongs to!
Tibetan!
China, China, China!
Out, out, out! Out, out, out! China Shen! China Shen! In Tibet! Bana dello siete çabarını geleceğim. Andine şive 공주 start ediyor. Hani demiş ona bakıp konuşuyor. Dalai Lama! No! 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 Free Tibet! No! 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 In Tibet! 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 Panchen Lama! Panchen Lama! Panchen Lama! Beni Ye! 人民毛主席in Tibet in Tibet in Tibet China shame China shame China shame China
the torture! Stop the genocide! Stop the genocide! Stop the Dam project! Stop the Dam project! Stop the relocation! Stop the relocations! Tibet demands! Tibetan demands! Tibetan demands! Human rights! Human rights! China, China, China! Shame on! Shame on! Shame on! Human rights! Human rights! Human rights! Shut the